Well, howdy, folks. Here in outdoor sporting, we love to fish, we love to play, we pray constantly. Some folks might take the city lights, the city sounds, over getting a little dirty, loving God, but hunting is a way of life, and it's what we love to do. This is outdoor sporting. Hello everybody, how's everybody on YouTube doing today? There's some content that I've never put on here before, and I had a little issue, but I was wanting to go a size bigger on my Sportsman 570 in tire size. The problem that I have is that with the factory wheels and tires, you run into a big clearance issue right here. I was like, yeah, that ain't no big deal, I'll just get some spacers. The measurements on the spacers for the wheel studs is a 4x156. What you may or may not know is that Polaris comes out with two different wheel stud sizes. It makes finding spacers very difficult, seeing how what I had picked up was this set of stock Polaris wheels with Maxxis Zilla tires. But the stud holes are for a 12 millimeter. What come on my 18570 is a 3/8 wheel stud. So finding spacers that were adapters was mighty near impossible. But run across a company called KPS, and they sent me these 1.5" spacers. All the hardware to go with it, and I'm going to show you step by step on how to replace them. I've already done the right side just to make sure the clearance was there and everything. And I'll probably time lapse the assembly, disassembly, and I'll go over torque specs in text. Okay, so something before we get started on the rear wheel was, you'll notice as I was torquing those that I am using a deep well. I would imagine if you was using a 12-point socket, it might fit a little better, but it's a pretty snug fit inside the wells for the spacer. 17 millimeter for the wheel spacer, and the new 12 millimeter lug nuts is 11/16. I torqued the spacers to, it says 80 to 90 newton meters, but I live on this side of the pond, so I converted that to foot pounds, and it's right under 80 foot pounds. You also see me put a little dab of blue Loctite on. just because I don't want to pull the wheels off a little bit to retorque them. We're supposed to go on a ride this weekend. Probably when we get back, I will pull those off and retorque the spacers, but I didn't want to have to worry about it throughout the weekend. The lug nuts for the wheel torques to by the spec sheet that came with the wheel spacers to 90 foot-pounds. I think it said 80 to 90 foot-pounds, and I always go with the greater. You chance of stripping it out, but also you might not have to worry about it on a weekend ride, and those will also be torqued and then retorqued again after the wheel spacers are torqued. Alright guys, I'm sorry it's dark. It got late on me again. This time of year it gets dark way before I run out of stuff to do. But wanted to let y'all see how all this ended up. Like I said before, I'll put the name of the company that hooked me up with the wheel spacers and adapters in the description below. You can see here that these, focus in. These are 12 millimeter that fit the rim for most of your side-by-sides and your larger CC four-wheelers and whatnot, and more of your modern four-wheelers with Polaris. But inside your wheel spacer, those were the 3/8 nuts, like I'd said before. As you can see, I went from a 25 to a 28 inch tire, and I've still got plenty of clearance. I took it for a test drive, and nothing rubs. Same way on the front, even full steer, nothing rubs. It actually ended up with more clearance right here than I had with the factory setup. It was a 1.5 inch wheel spacer, and really didn't even make the wheels stick out that much, just because of the factory offset for these wheels that I got. So I think I'm gonna like it a lot. She obviously rides quite a bit rougher, but I think it turned out all right. Y'all comment y'all's thoughts. Again, like I said, things I could have done different, things you might have liked. We're getting ready. We've got all the bikes loaded up. We've got my wife's CRF 150. Might have seen that in photos before. The KX 450F, and then the OKX 250. We're planning on going to Jacksonville, Texas in the morning and do some rides up there for a few days and check it out. I've never been. I heard it's a blast. Let me know where we need to go first, or go on the next little trip. It's got to be a lot of fun. Please consider liking and subscribing.